On the day we were due to fly out, Heathrow was pandemonium. Thousands of fans had arrived from all over Britain, and any ordinary passengers hoping to travel that day had to give up. Screaming, sobbing girls held up "We love you Beatles" banners, and hordes of police linking arms in long chains held them back. We were ushered into a massive press conference, where journalists, spotting me at the side of the room, demanded a picture of John and me together. To my surprise, John agreed. He was usually careful to keep Julian and me away from publicity, but this time, carried along by the momentum of the whole thing, he agreed. Minutes later we were ushered to the plane. At the top of the steps the boys waved to the packed airport terraces as the screams crescendoed. For me the whole experience was amazing. Until then I hadn't seen the fans on that scale, or understood how the boys felt when they faced that mass of people, all screaming for them. It was intoxicating, exciting, mind-blowing, and yet somehow unreal. How could so many people be caught up in this vast wave of emotion over 4 young men? The atmosphere aboard the plane was like a party. Champagne flowed, and the excitement and anticipation grew as we got closer to the States. The boys admitted to feeling sick. This was the big one. If they could make it in the States, they would have succeeded beyond anyone's wildest expectations. "We can always turn around and go home again if no one likes us," John joked, but any ideas about going home again were rapidly forgotten when we looked out of the windows of the plane as it taxied to a halt. Oh my God, look at that! John spoke for all of us as our jaws dropped at the sight of over 10,000 teenagers all singing "We love you Beatles." Oh yes, we do. It was Beatlemania all over again, but bigger, louder, wilder. Only Brian remained calm and composed as he went over the last-minute arrangements. When the door of the plane swung open, the screaming and cheering were deafening. The boys hadn't yet set foot on US soil, but they had already won the hearts of the Americans. Inside the airport, we were hustled to a lounge where dozens of journalists and TV crews were waiting for the boys' biggest ever press conference. There was so much noise that John had to shout to get everyone to shut up. Then the questions flew thick and fast. As always, the boys batted each question back with a witticism. "What's your ambition? To come to America? Do you hope to take anything home with you? The Rockefeller Center. What do you think of Beethoven? I love him, especially his poems," said a totally straight-faced Ringo. From the press conference we were escorted to our cars. In big plush Cadillacs we sailed into New York, where we were to stay at the glamorous Plaza Hotel. Inside the hotel, we were shown to a spectacular suite where our bedrooms all opened off a large central room. When we looked out of the windows, the crowds reached back in every direction, and it was clear that we weren't going to be doing much sightseeing. Hotel managers and security guards stood outside the door of our suite day and night. More security guards waited downstairs to catch stray fans trying to sneak through the barriers. We were virtual prisoners. The phone rang constantly with requests for appearances or interviews. Telegrams, including one from Elvis Presley, were delivered to the door, with letters, cards, and gifts from the fans. Even walking down the hotel corridors was hazardous. On one occasion, a photographer, who evaded the security net, leapt out as John and I were passing. John threw his coat over both of us as we legged it back into the suite. When we did go out, we were whisked through side doors straight into waiting limousines, which then eased through the crowds. I was instructed to hold back until the boys were safely in the car. But the first time we tried it, I was almost left behind. The police line holding back the fans broke, and a sea of people cut me off from the boys and Brian. I had a terrifying couple of minutes until, with John screaming at them, the police realised who I was, lifted me bodily through the crowd and almost threw me into the car. I got no sympathy from an irritated John. "Don't be so bloody slow next time. They could have killed you."